is Shae Spitz with Business Unscripted, and I am here with Trent. Trent, how are you today?
Good. You?
Good. I'm doing fantastic. Well, thank you for coming in. So tell me a little bit about what you do and where you're at now.
I own a screen printing business here in Columbus called Airframes Inc. We provide screen printed shirts, hoodies, hats, you name it, or embroidered services, dye sublimation, all the decorative services that a place like we have offers.
Okay.
And I also work full-time construction, manage the area for a concrete company based out of Hastings.
Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the dye supplement.
Sublimation.
What is that?
That's what this is. They actually have a sheet of or like a roll of fabric, and
Okay.
it goes through a large format printer and it prints images directly to the fabric, like a very large inkjet printer.
Really? So not like the vinyl, but it's got the actual ink
and
in
then
it.
It'll actually, they'll cut the shirt out and sew it together.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so what got you into doing that?
A lot of softball teams do dye sublimated jerseys,
Okay.
and you can do some really crazy artwork on them. You
Yes.
can do full color images, pictures, you name it.
So I'm assuming you're big into softball, baseball?
I was.
Okay.
I don't really have time for it now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. When you kind of work full time and own your own
Yeah.
business, it kind of takes up that time frame. So you were big into softball, baseball, and is that what kind of got you into doing all of that?
No, actually, I always wanted to start something on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Something to try to create either a passive income or didn't require a lot of my time, which this eats up, the rest of it.
Yeah.
A friend of mine I was in the Navy with lives down in Houston. They own a oil or a molding business. So they mold like O-rings and gaskets and stuff for oil rigs.
Yes. Yep.
They make a kit and they screen print their logo on a rag for this kit because it's a dirty job.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went down there to visit him, he was telling me how he makes a decent amount of money screen printing. And he kind of convinced me to get started into it. So I looked it up and went down there for a weekend. He threw some ropes at me and purchased my equipment that weekend. And
wow. Did you kind of like fall in love with it? Do you love doing that?
Yeah,
or do you like doing it?
Yeah.
So what kind of equipment entails all of that?
Screen printing press, a conveyor dryer, flash dryer,
Wow.
inks, screens. It takes up a little bit of room.
Yeah.
I did it on my garage for like 4 years. And,
so you've been doing it for a while then?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then just recently moved into a commercial space.
Oh, you did?
It's
Where's
not really
that
a storefront. It's more just a shop, but it's behind Sears. There's
really?
Sears is kind of an L shape.
Yeah.
And we're in the nook of the L,
yeah.
if you will.
Oh, that's awesome. I did not know that. So how long have you been there then?
Since the first year.
Okay. Okay. So you started pre-COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And then did COVID affect you quite a bit or not really?
Shipping. It slowed shipping down, so it kind of, my lead times went up a little bit because of that.
Okay.
But everything's kind of back to normal now. Some people try to blame it on shipping, but or blame other things on shipping.
Yeah.
I still get shirts in 2 days, so
we can blame anything on COVID. Like something happens, like oh, it was COVID.
Yeah, I use more than one shipper, so and they're both at 2 days. So I order it, it's here in 2 days, and then I just got to make screens and
that's awesome.
Do all that process.
Where do you get most of your business from then?
Most of it, a lot of it comes from my employer.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Because my older brother runs Lincoln and Omaha. I run Columbus, and then there's Hastings as well.
Okay.
So I supply shirts for all three.
For Heartland, you're talking about. Okay.
I supply shirts for all 3 locations.
Wow.
Which is like 130 employees, roughly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
what are the charges typically that you? I mean, how do you figure out? How do you figure out pricing? Because I'm sure all of that will depend on if they do that ink stuff and then how big the logo is.
Depends on the print method.
Yeah.
What type of shirt they want it on.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people like cheaper shirts, especially if they're just going to give them to their employees.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for the cheaper shirts because they're not very comfortable. I'd rather give somebody something quality wise that they're gonna like to wear and be proud to wear.
Want to wear,
there's a whole difference of giving somebody cheap and doing it a better way, and that's what I try to do. A lot of people don't like to fork out a little bit of extra money.
I know it adds up. I mean, that extra $2 a shirt does add up when you're buying it for several hundred. You know, so and how long have you been at Heartland then? Now, not Heartland Builders
4
here
years.
in Columbus, and you said it was based out of...
Yeah, Heartland Concrete and Construction is the name.
Out of Hastings,
Yep.
based out of Hastings. Okay. And you've been there 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
So you started this roughly around the same time?
Technically, no. I've probably been doing the screen printing for 6 years now. I lose count.
Like so you've been doing the screen printing longer than you've been at Heartland?
Yeah, probably a year longer.
Okay.
So probably 5 years. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
I lose track of time.
I know.
There's
everything.
so much stuff that goes on up here.
Oh my gosh. I know. Well, then I swear the last 2 years have just been a complete blur. It's just mind boggling realizing that how long ago COVID started and all of that. So now are you ever planning on wanting to do the screen printing 100%?
Not myself, no.
Yep.
I would, the goal is kind of like hire a couple people and kind of let it run in the background while I continue doing what I do.
Which is what? Continue doing what you do. What do you mean by that?
Construction.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
I mean, I love doing construction.
Yeah.
And where the position that I'm in, it's kind of hard to leave.
Let it go.
I manage, anywhere from 5 to 6 jobs at a time and kind of plan out the month and the week. And it's, there's a lot that goes into it.
Oh gosh, I'm sure. So you're like the project manager?
Not a project manager, but probably like a step below that.
Okay. 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 Yeah.
My boss accidentally called me regional manager once.
So you took it, so it's stuff.
I just told him my paycheck needed to reflect that, and
now you're the regional manager. That's
laughed,
how that works
I
out.
laughed, and I'm not getting paid anymore.
Just keep going with that name, and it'll eventually catch up with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll have to start paying you if you take on that role. That's funny.
Yeah.
So, what has been your biggest hurdle when it comes to running your own business?
Right now, time. This is it takes a lot of time. The screen printing process itself. I mean, for an order, you're talking just to get it ready and prepped is probably like 2 to 3 days roughly.
Oh wow.
And then you print the order, and then you have to reclaim everything that you just prepped. So you got to strip everything and recoat it and let it dry and do all that. So it's another like 3 days. Jeez. And that's where a lot of people don't realize the cost in screen printing. Like, well, why does it cost me an extra, $20 for every screen that I get? Well, because it's costing me almost, 8 hours worth of labor to do it. I mean, it's pretty cheap if you look at it that way, but no one really sees that. Yeah.
Do you have like a minimum order amount that you'll do in order for it to be worth your time? Like, can somebody come in and order one shirt?
They can, yes. For screen printing itself, yes, there's a minimum, but I also have a laser heat transfer printer that you can print out, one image on a film and apply adhesive to it and heat press it to a shirt, and they're guaranteed for like 100 washes. Yeah. So yes, now I do offer one shirt. Prior to having that, I did not.
Yeah.
It was just too much work. I tried doing it a couple times, and it's like,
not worth it.
No,
not worth it. I feel like you almost need to do, you see those YouTube videos and just do like a whole video on what it takes for screen printing and all the different things that you do. Because I think, like you said, people don't realize what it actually takes going into and doing what you all have to do. Because everything you just said was pretty over my head.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to do from start to finish, if somebody ordered, let's say, 20 t-shirts that they wanted done, how long would it typically take you? I mean, you work full time too, so that obviously plays a role. But
I mean, you can, from the time you go to, say it's a one color image on one side of the shirt. Okay. So one screen, you burn it, wash it, and you got to let it dry for
what
like 20.
What do you mean burn it and
wash
it?
So the coating on the screen is light sensitive.
Okay.
So it has to be kept in like a dark room, or I put them in a cabinet. Gosh. And then certain light doesn't put off UV light, which is what hardens the emulsion. So it stays like a waxy material.
Yeah.
So then you print the image off. Say it's a one color image, and it's all black on a clear piece of film. You stick it on the screen, and you put it on a exposure unit. The light is exposed to the screen where the light can't get through. Where the image is, it stays soft. So then after it's done burning, which is usually like a minute, you put it in this booth and you start washing it, and this stencil washes out, and the rest of it remains. So then you can put ink on the screen and you just push the ink through the stencil.
Wow. Have you ever done like a video of all of that?
No.
I think like a time lapse of that would be
on YouTube.
So cool. Oh, is there? Well, yeah, but it's not local. So
that is true.
That is true. Oh, that seems like a lot more in depth than I would have imagined screen printing would be. So do you do just shirts, or do you do lots of other things?
Anything that you can
You do like
flat.
signs?
I've done it cooler before.
Really?
Yep.
And how well does that? Oh, for driver, for Dylan. So then, how well does that stay then?
It depends what ink you use. That type of ink is like a, I can't remember what base it is, but it air dries, so it's like very rugged. You can scrape at it and it won't chip off. Yep, it works pretty good. Better than a sticker.
Yeah. Yeah, because the stickers, that's my biggest concern is obviously if it's a cup or a mug of some sort. So do you do tumblers then too?
You can screen print on tumblers. I have not.
Okay.
You kind of have to make your own little jig because screen printing, the screens are flat, so you almost need a flat surface to do it on.
Yeah.
You can make a jig where like the screen slides and it rolls the cup, if you will.
Yeah.
And you can print one color stuff on that.
Yeah.
When it gets to multiple colors, it would be a little extensive. You almost need the laser, that heat transfer printer. You can print images off of that and heat transfer them to a cup or a mug or whatever. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So do you do a lot of business here in Columbus then? Is that a goal of yours that you would like to do more local businesses?
Yeah, I would. I'd like to get into more of the events like the downtown runaround. And we offered shirts for that beer and bagel run that's coming up.
Yes, that's what he said.
I made one for myself for that.
Did you? Well, you have to. And then you just charge it to the customer, right?
No, I have some shirts sitting around that are extras.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. So then are you part of the Columbus Chamber?
I am not.
Okay, well, we should talk about that because I am a Commodore, and I think that would be a big benefit for you if you want to be, get into doing those screen printing for all of those businesses or events that go on downtown, because the Columbus Chamber puts on a lot of those events. So then I think that would be a huge help to you too, and then just obviously just good exposure for you as well.
Yep.
I mean, do you have like on any of your shirts? Do you have like your logo? Or
just this one.
Just that one. So like you don't put your logo on other people's shirts.
No, I haven't. I was thinking about offering that in the future and then giving a discount for doing that as well because it's advertising on my part.
Yeah.
I haven't really come up with a better logo to that would, like Columbus Screen Printing puts their little logo on the top back of the shirt.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that, or even the sleeve,
yeah, or something like down at the side, because then that one's your logo right there.
Yeah, I kind of whipped it together just for this shirt.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't even have like a true logo or what? Oh, okay. So you I like it.
Yeah, it looks good. I like it too. I actually made it for another order that I had.
Yeah.
It was for a friend of mine who passed away. They were doing a golf tournament for her.
Yeah.
And they're like, put your own logo on there because all the sponsors are on the back.
Yeah.
And I gave them a discount for the event or whatever. And
yep.
So I had to make one then for that.
Yeah.
And this is what I came up with. So
I like it. It's very simple and and it'd be easy just to kind of throw wherever. But I think that would be a good idea. It helps get your name out there. Free advertising for the most part. People are wearing it. Ask where you get the shirts. So I think that would be a good thing. So you had also said that you are, well, one, you're native to Columbus, right? You went to Lakeview, so I love hearing those stories too. And you were in the Navy.
Yes.
And how long were you in the Navy? What got you into the Navy?
7 years.
Okay.
And it was kind of on a whim. I was shooting one day with a friend and took a crack at a yield sign about a quarter mile away.
Yeah.
And was very close to hitting it. So I was like, man, I should go into a sniper program. So I walked into the Navy office knowing nothing about the military.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you guys got a sniper program? And they're like, you're in the wrong office. I'm like, all right, well, see you later.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, come here and sit down. So we started talking. And I was going to sign up to be in construction battalion, which they sold me on, you can do construction with a rifle on your side. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. Let's do it. I was 17. I didn't know any better.
Sound pretty awesome.
So I talked to my parents, and they signed waivers so I could sign up when I was a junior.
Wow.
Went into late entry program for 11 months, and then graduated May and left in July.
Really? Where did you go to?
Great Lakes for boot camp, and then it's a sad story, but I was supposed to go to Pensacola, Florida after that for my first duty station.
Okay.
A hurricane went through Pensacola, Florida in 2007.
Oh.
I don't know if you know the difference in the weather between Florida and Washington, but it's drastically different. Yeah. I ended up going to Washington State.
So that's the sad story. You didn't go to the sunshine state.
Yeah, I was ready for ocean and beaches and warm weather and not Nebraska, and then I went to Washington where it's dark and gloomy and rainy 370 days out of the year.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking Washington D.C. So
no, Washington State.
Oh yeah,
north of Seattle.
I don't understand why Seattle's a huge place to go.
It's awesome scenery.
Okay,
but to live there is just depressing.
Yeah, I know, and that's
I was there for like
crazy, and it's so expensive too.
Yep.
You were there for 4.5 years. So then, did you serve? Did you go did you fight, or what did you all do?
I deployed twice.
You did.
Yep.
Well, thank you for your service. Thank you very much. Yes. And then, so what brought you back to Columbus?
It's home.
Yeah.
Didn't really know anywhere else to go.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for 4.5 years, California for 2.5 years, and then back here.
Back here. Did you ever think you were going to be coming back to Nebraska, or you kind of? Oh, you did. Okay, because a lot of people say, "Well, no, I left. I was never planning on coming back." And then, I mean, it's just one of those things that you just really can't stay away from home. I've never been able to leave because it's Nebraska, and
it's a good place.
It is a good place. I like it.
Deal with the weather.
Yeah, I know. All in one day too. All 4 seasons in one day. My goodness. But okay, so you went away for a long time, or for 7 years, and then you came back. And what did you do when you got back?
Tried working at ADM.
Okay.
And my work pace and that work pace did not jive.
You're a little bit go, and that was a little bit repetitive, probably.
It was very mellow, laid back, and I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
It drove me nuts. So then I went and worked for BD Construction. Left there, safety coordinator at Lindsay for a year. Left there, came back to BD. Left there, and now I'm where I'm at now.
So this is, I was gonna say, so this is the longest employment that you've had in addition to your airframe. Okay.
Yep.
Just a little bit more your style. You said you love construction, a little bit more fast pace. I like the different, for me, I like fast pace, and I like, something different every day or every week. So it's just, I don't like that mellow, laid back. I got to go. The more I go, the more I get done.
Yeah.
So
I can't do the whole 15 breaks in the morning, 15-minute break in the morning, 15-minute break in the afternoon, and a 30-minute lunch.
And it's so structured. You can't
get anything done that way.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you have to love what you do. You really do. So now, is it just you for the screen printing right now? Are you?
Yes, I just partnered with somebody.
Oh. Okay.
But for right now, yes, it's just her and I.
Okay. Awesome. So you've done pretty well, I would say. And then you really want to get more into the Columbus area, and we'll kind of talk more about that and growing that business. So so kind of to wrap it all up, the question that I have that I ask everybody, I don't know if you're prepared. Maybe you thought of it. So I'll ask it again, maybe give you a couple more seconds to think. But what is one piece of advice that you have heard that has helped you professionally in your career?
I don't really have a good answer for it.
Do you want to use mine?
No. I'm more of a, jump into it and figure it out.
Yeah.
Kind of like a wing it.
Yeah, because I think everybody is people who thought about going on their own, that they feel like that they need to get everything figured out before starting, because everybody's fearful. You're fear of success. You're fearful of failure. And so I think that's a really good one, because I think everybody is just so reserved and worried about all the what ifs. But like you said, you just have to go for it. You just have to jump straight in, and then you just figure it out from there. It's like a juggling act. I swear, you're just fumbling forward.
Out of the weekend I spent in Houston to learn screen printing, I only screen printed maybe 20 shirts and learned the burning process in like an hour.
Yeah.
And the rest of the time was just me and a friend of mine going around with his daughters, going to their soccer games. And
just hanging out, basically.
And I literally bought my equipment that weekend.
That's awesome.
And it showed up a week later, and I learned every mistake in the first order. Yeah,
right. I know. Yeah, you're never gonna learn. You're never gonna know everything, because every situation is gonna be a little bit different, and you learn a little bit from that piece every single time. So even in real estate, you can have 300 transactions. Every transaction is going to be a little bit different. And even on your 400th transaction, you're still going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, and you just have to learn from them. It's like, oh, I never even thought about that.
Yep.
But I'm sure screen printing, it's like, okay, well, and then there's always new and innovative things coming out. So it's like, okay, well,
there's new fabrics, and the ink doesn't, some of it, I just say the shirt eats the ink. You can never get like a matte finish on it.
Yeah.
But I think they'll look better that way. It's a preference thing. Yeah. But yes, there is a lot of things that vary. Especially when you're printing on different materials.
Yeah. So anybody who's listening, who wants to, contact you, how can they get a hold of you?
Facebook at Airframes Inc. Or Airframes Inc. Screen Printing, wherever you search it.
Or what?
With the @ symbol, Airframes Inc.
Oh, okay.
Or Airframes Inc. Screen Printing.
Okay.
LinkedIn's just my name, Trent Weiland.
Okay.
And Instagram is Airframes Inc. as well.
Okay. Okay. Can they call you?
Yeah.
What's your phone number?
402-910-4794.
Okay. That's awesome. Well, yeah, we'll start promoting you. So you're helping with the Big Apple or the Beer and Bagel Run T-shirts coming up, or actually by the time we air this,
probably be gone by then.
Yep. So that was irrelevant, but
sorry.
Downtown stuff, we'll talk about that and kind of get you more involved with that. So that'd be awesome. So
awesome.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your crazy busy day to be able to do this podcast with me.
Thank you.
And if anybody has any questions, definitely reach out to him. And if you have any interest on being on my podcast, please reach out to me or the 𝐒𝐿ite studio here in Columbus at Parkway Plaza. And that is a wrap. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool.